Hi, my name is Kate, and I'm here today with Mr. Smith, a 32-year-old patient, and we will be discussing his journey to lose weight. Mr. Smith, how is your current weight affecting your life right now?
Currently, I found myself more and more unable to keep up with my little boys, and I want to be able to go and play with them and not be so tired and winded. That way I can be a good dad to them.
Okay. I imagine that has been really hard on you and them as well. Can you tell me what your life was like before you gained your weight?
Whenever I was younger, like in college, I ran a lot, played, sports through the intramural sports, playing baseball or softball and basketball and play football and stuff. Didn't really eat all that healthy, but I stayed in shape because I was running around so much.
Okay. If on a scale of 0 to 10, and 0 is not important at all and 10 is extremely important, how important would you say it is for you right now to make a change?
About 7 or so. Want to be healthier for my family and for myself.
Okay. Well, some people, they talk about how part of them wants to change and then part of them doesn't. Is that how you feel?
Yeah, I want to change for my family, but it's hard to do that. I'm just busy with work and everything else right now.
I understand. Life can get in the way sometimes, and healthy eating and physical exercise does require a lot of commitment and self-discipline, and I know that having a young family and a busy life can make it difficult to, find time to take care of yourself. What have you done in the past to make changes?
Kind of cut down on watch what I ate. I didn't drink as very many Cokes as usual. Not eat as much chocolate and candy. Keep away from my sugars. But of course, over time, you forget to keep doing that. And you go back to eating and drinking the same things you were doing before.
Right. Well, those are all excellent ways of improving your health. What do you think are the pros or the good things about losing weight, eating healthier, and exercising more?
Well, I'd be able to run with my kids and be able to actually go outside and not be winded whenever I'm chasing them around, and it would be good for me just to help kind of let loose of the day and not be so stressed out.
Okay. Do you have any concerns about making these life changes? About trying to eat healthier and exercising more? Do you have any concerns about that?
Kind of worried about being able to keep it up, being able to start a routine and stick with it. I haven't had much success with it in the past.
Okay. I know that you're nervous about being able to make changes in your life and be able to stick with them. So on a scale of 0 to 10, again, 0 being no confidence at all and 10 being extremely confident, how confident are you in the fact that you can make these changes in your life and be successful?
Probably about a 5.
Okay. That's pretty low, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think would make you more confident?
Maybe if I set a goal, like a specific weight that I wanted to lose, and get an exercise regimen that would best suit me in the time that I have available. Maybe easier for me to stick with it. Maybe get my wife and my boys starting to walk in or something like that, just to start out with. And then of course get my wife to actually do some of the stuff with me, so that way I have somebody that helps hold me accountable.
Yes, I agree. Having an attainable goal and someone to hold you accountable will definitely increase your chances of success. What kinds of healthy changes do you think that you could make this week? Like right now, what would you think you could change?
I guess whenever I come home from work, if we're not busy with kid stuff, I could take them and go for a walk. Kind of cut down on eating out every day.
Okay. And by cutting out every day, what do you mean? How many times do you think you could cut down to fast food a week? What would be your goal?
Probably just eating out 2 times.
Okay. Those sound like a great start, and they sound really easily achievable. It's going to be difficult in the beginning, of course, to make any kind of changes in your life, and I want to thank you for talking with me about this today. I know that if we get you a plan and we can get you to stick to it, you can definitely be successful. So I'd like to see you back in about a couple of weeks, and we can check in on your progress. Okay?
Sounds good to me.
Alrighty, we'll see you then.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Alrighty. For my self-critique, I would just include that it's really hard to talk to someone about their journey with weight loss, and I think that's a really sensitive subject for most people. So I think obviously with practice and time as a practitioner, this will come easier, hopefully. But it is kind of an uncomfortable conversation to have with patients, and I know that it's uncomfortable for the interviewer as well as the patient, because a lot of times they don't want to admit to themselves that their habits or that their current status are unhealthy. It's definitely hard to also ask the open-ended questions and kind of draw more out of patients. I know it's easier to kind of default to yes and no answers, but it doesn't really get you anywhere. So that's something else I need to kind of work on, as well as being able to ask questions that can open them up more. And also, I guess, it's really important that you develop a good relationship with these patients, and so that they feel comfortable coming to you and expressing these things, and they don't feel like they're being judged or made fun of or disrespected in any way. So it's going to take some practice over the years, but it's definitely a touchy subject, I think, that needs to be addressed with patients, but it's also going to be difficult and take some practice to kind of get into a natural flow and rhythm with your patients. I think that also I need to work on kind of more the expressed empathy. It's difficult sometimes to express that empathy when you haven't really built up a relationship with a patient, or really known them for very long. So I know that could be kind of detrimental to this conversation unless you've really had an established patient relationship with them for a long time. And even just, I think, how do you even start the conversation with patients unless they came in directly asking for this type of conversation? I think if your patient is not coming in looking for this conversation, it would be difficult to bring it up to them, and it being me initiating the conversation instead of them. Because again, I don't want our patients to feel like they are being judged or disrespected or anything like that, because they may not see a problem with the way they eat or don't exercise or take care of themselves, and you definitely don't want to insult them in any way. So it's going to take some practice. It's definitely going to be a more sensitive subject, I'm sure, as a practitioner as I go into my career. So thank you.